Thank you, Courtney. Good morning, everyone. Glad you're here to join with us this morning. Very bright and sunny in Yakima, Washington. Don Erickson, of course. Joined today with a special guest from NCD, Amy Stoddard, Director of Sales, and also Brock Jones, Account Manager. They will be going over their dental vision plans with us today. With that, good morning, Amy and Brock.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having us here. We are thrilled to be with you all today. Very excited to dive into who NCD is and go through our product portfolio. So with that, we'll go ahead and jump right in. I like to start every training off with our mission statement, and I do this for a couple of reasons. One, you as an agent or broker will absolutely feel this as you interact with our agent support and account management team, but maybe more importantly, your clients will absolutely feel this. NCD exists to improve lives by driving better health, exceptional experience, and spreading the smile. You know, Brock and I hear from time to time that some agents aren't quite sure if dental and vision insurance is worth their time. So we hear things like, you know, it takes too long to sell. Others think that dental insurance can be complicated. Some think it's not worth their time because their customer doesn't lead with, you know, Amy, tell me about dental insurance. Others think that the commissions just don't move the needle in terms of their overall comp. And then some agents believe that because their focus is in Medicare or in the ACA market, that, you know, they just don't have that time. But we absolutely believe at NCD, we have made it more than worth your time. You'll see during this presentation, we have a very streamlined enrollment process. You are able to enroll your client in both dental and vision on the same application in under 5 minutes. Now, we all know that insurance can be confusing, but I'm pretty sure by the end of this, you're going to see that we have built very simple products that are simple to understand, which makes it simple for you to pitch to your client and very simple for your client to use. I'm thrilled to tell you about our newest plan, which has a $10,000 annual max. And then I want to spend a minute talking through our commissions. We want to partner with you. You are the folks that are bringing these products to market, and we want to incentivize you for that. We pay level for life commissions. That means what you earn in year one, you earn in all renewal years as well. Some carriers will pay heaped commissions where it's a large percentage in year one and then next to nothing in those renewal years. We want to incentivize you for partnering with us and bringing on clients that want to remain with us. So at street level, you will earn 21% on our dental products, which when we look at that and do the math, that is the chance for you to earn over $500 per sale over the life of the policy. So let's break down that math just a little bit. If you were to sell a dental policy with a $67 a month premium and you're paid that street level 21%, that would earn you $14 and some change each month. Now, over the course of the year, that's $168.84. And when we multiply that by our average persistency rate of 3 years, you can see that that totals up to over $500 for that one sale. Now, imagine if you were to do that to even half of your book of business, half of the core policies you write, you attach dental, and then you add on vision. You can see how this is really going to increase your overall commissions. And all that is going to what we call increasing your lifetime enterprise value, which is really the value you're creating for your business as long as humanly possible. Many agents tell us that they hope to someday retire and live off of their renewals. Well, the easiest way to do that is to have high reoccurring streams of commission, right? So when you partner with NCD, we are helping you achieve that. We are paying you level for the life of the policy. And all of that really starts with actually selling the policy. So we have found that for about every 12 core policies an agent will sell, only about one person is going to actually ask you about dental or vision insurance. The reality is that most of these clients are coming off of group coverage. So maybe they've lost their employer coverage in the ACA space, or maybe they're aging into Medicare. But they've been used to a world in which their insurance is packaged together nicely for them. We know in the individual market, it's a bit different. It's your job as the agent and broker to kind of piece that together for them. We found that our most successful agents are doing this when they weave dental and vision into the discovery portion of their normal sales process. So it's very normal in your world to ask your clients about their prescriptions, their PCP, and any specialty doctors. Dental and vision is no different. So if I was talking with Brock and we'd just gone through his list of prescriptions and his PCP, it would be the natural time for me to say, Brock, do you go to the same dentist every 6 months for your cleanings? Now, if he said yes, that's my opportunity to say, okay, great. Glad to hear that. When we look at your dental insurance options, we're going to find a plan that has your provider in network. Now, if he were to say, I don't go to the dentist, or no, not the same dentist each time, it's also my opportunity to say, okay, great. When we look at your dental insurance options, I'm going to find you an in-network provider that's close to your home. How does that sound? Now, in asking that 1 to 2 additional questions, we've done a couple of things. One, we've done some foreshadowing. We know that people don't like to be surprised. So if you wait until the very end to spring it on them that you want to talk about dental and vision, it's not going to go over as well as if they've already been prepped for that. Additionally, you're showing them and reiterating that dental and vision are not add-ons. They are essential to complete insurance. Now, once you've asked those questions and you've got the sale, I want to walk through what the experience will be like for your client. We absolutely believe our job is to keep your clients happy. I've even underlined your because we firmly believe these truly are your clients. You've done all the work to build this relationship with them. You are essentially lending us, your client, you're putting your stamp of approval on these products, right? And so we intend to keep them very, very happy. So happy that they're actually thanking you for enrolling them in these plans. And we do this in a number of ways. We have a very uplifting culture. We absolutely screen aggressively for positive employees because we know how much that matters. When your client calls in with a question, we want them to be greeted with a very friendly and positive voice on the other end of the line. Additionally, we have a strong fulfillment process. Your client will receive a welcome email and then hard ID cards in the mail 7 to 10 business days later. We have a dedicated welcome concierge team. Their entire job is to reach out to our new members to get them on the right path to using their insurance. We know that dental and vision insurance is different than other forms of insurance. So life insurance, for example, which is a very important part of insurance, but when we think about it, clients aren't really excited to use that benefit, right? Dental and vision is different. They pay their monthly premium and they expect to see benefits. So our team makes sure that they know how to do that. Our team has even gone as far as to set up that first in-network dentist appointment for them. Additionally, if your client calls in with questions, we aim for a first call resolution and we answer our phones very quickly because ultimately we understand that a world-class member experience for your client means better retention for you. Here's a quick snapshot at what we just talked about. You help facilitate that enrollment, and then we take over. We send out that welcome packet, initiate the welcome call, and then we even make birthday calls and anniversary and renewal calls. We want them to know we care. They are not the only folks that we care about. We absolutely care about our broker community. We aim to be the easiest carrier that you will work with. We have a dedicated agent support team that is separate from our welcome care team and our member care team. They're there to answer our agents' questions very quickly. They answer phones quickly and they respond to your emails oftentimes in under an hour. Additionally, every agent and contracts with NCD has a dedicated account manager. And they are there to help provide you with marketing materials, any sales support that you need. It's worth reiterating those strong commissions. Again, those are level for life, and we pay new business weekly and renewal commissions monthly. You also have access to an agent portal where you can see all of your sales data. Really, our goal at NCD has been to create a very broker-centric plan. And we believe we've done that. We have a differentiated product portfolio tied to a very simple sales enrollment process, all backed by amazing brands. When you partner with NCD, you automatically gain access to this amazing brand equity. MetLife, Nationwide, VSP, these are well-known brands that your client already recognizes. So right off the bat, you've broken down that barrier because they know and love these brands. So with that, we're going to start with our Nationwide portfolio. So our Nationwide dental product is available in a lot of states. There are a handful of states we're not yet in. We are working to gain access to more states. Now, our Nationwide dental product has 3 different annual maximums available: $1,500, $3,000, and $5,000. Once your client selects one of those benefit levels, then they would have access to a $50 deductible. So this is going to apply to their basic and major care coverages. So please note, they do not have to satisfy their deductible before the preventive care kicks in. And preventive care is covered 100% on day 1. Preventive care does include things like those routine exams, cleanings, bite wing x-rays, and fluoride treatment for kids under the age of 16. For their basic care coverage, it begins at 80% coverage on day 1. Basic care would include things like those full mouth x-rays, fillings, simple extractions, and sealants and space maintainers for kids under the age of 16. Please note, with the Nationwide portfolio, there is a waiting period on the major care services. So after a 12-month waiting period, it is at 50% coverage. Under the major care category, you're going to find things that we would expect. So onlays, oral surgery, implants, crowns, crown repair, endodontics, periodontics, denture repair, dentures, bridges, those more complex extractions, and anesthesia. The rates for our Nationwide portfolio are 1 rate in every state. So you can see the grid on your screen. This is also available on our Agent Launchpad. At the member-only level, your client can expect to pay anywhere from $57 a month to $82 a month, depending on the annual maximum they choose. All of the prices that you see here do include a $3 NSBA membership fee. Nationwide has a really strong network. When your client goes to an in-network provider, they can expect to receive 20 to 40% off of the typical billed rates. We utilize the Maximum Care Plus PPO network, which has over 300,000 providers. This network can be accessed directly at ncd.com. Now we're going to pivot over to our newest product, which is our MetLife product. So a slightly different state availability here with our MetLife portfolio. We most recently added New York and Connecticut. And again, we are working to gain access to those states that are in gray. One quick note about New York and Connecticut: they do have slightly different coinsurance amounts than the rest of the states. So I would ask that for New York and Connecticut, you refer to the state-specific brochure, which is housed on our Agent Launchpad. Now, our MetLife portfolio is broken up into 3 different annual maximums. So those would be ranging from $750 all the way up to $10,000. So this $10,000 annual max plan, the Complete by MetLife, is the only one like it out on the market. You don't typically see a $10,000 annual max. It's definitely our most popular to date within this portfolio. But a couple things about these plans. 1, they are guaranteed issue. So there are no underwriting questions on the application. Now, for the rates with our MetLife portfolio, our value plan, which is that $750 annual max, is 1 rate in all states that it is available. So $35 for value. Essentials and Complete have area-based rates. So there are 6 different ratings for zip codes. Most of our plans fall in the 2 to 5 range, but that's why you see a range on your screen. So for the $2,000 annual max, your client can expect to pay $54 to $69 a month. And for that $10,000 annual max, they can expect to pay $72 to $89 per month. There is no age banding, as you'll notice, they're area-based rates, and we do not have an age limit on these plans. The only caveat with age is that minors under the age of 18 need to be on the plan with a parent or guardian over 18. So there are not child-only plans. Now, one other caveat is that your client must live in the state where a product is approved. Okay, so they have to live in one of those blue states in order to be on this plan. So again, not a whole lot that aren't in that blue teal, but a few to be aware of. Now, our MetLife plans are backed by the National Wellness and Fitness Association. If you're not familiar with association-backed plans, they are essentially group-style plans that are available to individuals of that association. So one quick note is that it is one enrollment process. Okay, so when your client enrolls in MetLife or VSP, they are also enrolling into the NWFA. Not only does that give them access to these plans, but you're going to see here on the coming slides, there are a lot of robust benefits that you'll want to absolutely highlight with your clients. Now, all prices that you see here and in the enrollment platform do include not only the insurance premium, but those association fees. So it's just one simple process. But let's dive into our value plan. So NCD value by MetLife is the annual maximum benefit of $750. This plan is broken up into those three different categories of coverage. So preventive, basic, and major. Preventive does begin day one with 100% coverage. That includes routine exams, cleanings, bite wing x-rays, and fluoride. Basic care begins year one at 50% coverage, and you can see they are graded benefits, so they get better with time. They bump up to 65% coverage in year two and 80% coverage in year three. Basic care services are those full mouth x-rays, fillings, periodontal maintenance, sealants, and space maintainers. For our value plan with the MetLife portfolio, there is a waiting period on major care services. So year one is 0% coverage, year two is 10% coverage, and year three is 25% coverage. Major care services include oral surgery, crowns, crown repair, endodontics, periodontics, denture repair, dentures, bridges, and anesthesia. There is a $50 per year per member deductible on this plan. Much like the nationwide portfolio, this deductible does not apply to those preventive care services. So they can go in, get their exam or cleaning done before that deductible must be satisfied. Now, a couple of key things that I like to highlight with this plan. One, this really is going to be designed for your client that really is just after that preventive and basic care coverage, right? They may tell you, nope, I will never need a crown. Well, we all know that just because you don't intend to need a crown doesn't mean that you're not going to actually need one. So even if your client enrolls in the value plan and it's year one with 0% coverage and they need a crown, so long as they remain in network, they would still see a lot of benefit from this plan. So remaining in network, and that's the MetLife PDP Plus network, your client will receive on average 35 to 50% off of the billed rate. So you can see that even if they don't intend to need that crown, they still will receive a lot of savings by remaining in network. Now, some of the benefits associated with the NWFA on our value plan are Allo Care Health. That is a medical alert style system. Your client would have access to Road America, which is roadside assistance. They receive really good discounts on hearing aids through MD Hearing Aid. I believe it knocks them down to almost $300 a piece. They do get a full membership to Prioritize Wellness. Prioritize Wellness is an online platform where they can take workout classes, receive nutrition advice. There are meal plan generators. That membership alone retails for $45 a month, and that comes with this plan. So a really big value add there with Prioritize Wellness, and they also receive some great discounts on LifeLock. Now moving over to our Essentials plan. So Essentials by MetLife, this is our $2,000 annual max, broken up very similarly to our value plan, but with a few key differences that I want to call out here. So preventive is 100% on day one. There is an additional exam and cleaning per 12 months on this plan. So when we were building out our MetLife portfolio, we were taking into consideration agent feedback. Our agents were hearing that, believe it or not, people want to go to the dentist more often. So we embedded that additional exam and cleaning into our essentials and complete plans. Additionally, you can see that basic care starts out at 65% coverage and ramps up all the way to 90% coverage by year 3. Major care does not have a waiting period. It starts year 1 at 10% and goes all the way up to 60% coverage. So I do want to highlight that 60% coverage. Oftentimes we'll see major care top out at 50%. With this plan, it goes all the way up to 60% coverage. This plan does have a $50 per year per member deductible and again does not apply to those preventive care services. Some of the benefits with the NWFA, they do match those that we saw in our value plan, but there are some key additions. One of those additions is Teladoc. So this is branded Teladoc that you've likely heard of, but with this, your client has unlimited usage, no copay, virtual health visits. This is a huge value add and oftentimes pairs really nicely with the core plan that you've enrolled them in. Moving over to our complete plan, this is the $10,000 annual maximum benefit. This plan is structured very similar to the essentials plan. So it does have that 100% coverage day 1 for preventive care services. It includes the additional exam and cleaning. Basic care works the same as essentials. Year 1, 65% coverage, year 2, 80% coverage, and year 3, 90% coverage. There is not a waiting period for our major care services on the complete plan. It has the same coinsurance levels of 10, 50, and 60% for years 1, 2, and 3. But here are a few key differences. So in addition to the $10,000 annual maximum, on this plan, your client also has a $100 lifetime deductible. So once they satisfy that $100 deductible, in future years, they would no longer have a deductible at all. So that's a really nice retention tool for you as an agent. Additionally, major care services include implants on the complete plan. So you can see on your screen that there is a $3,000 limit per year. We like to be very transparent with how this works so that you understand it and you can effectively explain it to your client. So let's talk through this implant coverage for just a minute. First of all, I would say keep in mind that that $3,000 limit is what the plan pays. Okay, so let's say your client is in year 2 at 50% coverage and they need an implant. First, we are going to very much encourage them to choose an in-network provider. Remember, that's going to automatically provide them with 35 to 50% off of the billed rates. Then the plan will pay 50% coverage up to that $3,000. So essentially that's allowing for a $6,000 bill after that discounted rate has already been applied. Your client would pay the $3,000 and then the plan would pay $3,000. Now, our market research indicates that depending on where they live, that's likely more than enough for 2, maybe 3 implants per year. Most people are not going to want more than 2 to 3 implants per year because it is a major procedure. That also allows for them to have plenty of annual maximum left over for any other services that they need, whether that's crowns or any periodontic work, and of course their basic and preventive care services. Now, the NWFA benefits associated with this plan match that of our essentials plan. And here's a more exhaustive list, though I will say, even this is not a full list. On our website, ncd.com, it is broken up by plan, and you can see each and every benefit that comes with the various plans. But you can expect to see things from telemedicine all the way down to prescription programs, moving discounts. There is just so much that comes with the NWFA. I do want to circle back to the network. So we utilize the MetLife PDP Plus network. It is a very strong network with over 250,000 providers at over 535,000 access points. Again, on average, your client will receive 35 to 50% off of the normal billed rates. Now, the network the directory can be accessed on our website, ncd.com. You'll also see here shortly that you can link over to it directly from the quoting and enrollment platform. But I do want to spend just a minute because we have found that network education with clients is key. So people ask me all the time, is this a PPO plan? Can we use it out of network? The answer is yes, they can. Your client can go out of network. However, they will be so much more satisfied if they remain in network. So let me give you an example of why this is so powerful to remain in network. Now, let's say your client needs a crown, okay, and they choose an in-network provider. That in-network provider is automatically going to charge 35 to 50% less than the normal billed rates. So let's say that reduced rate is down to $500. They've agreed to that $500 rate. They're in year 2, so 50% coverage. So the plan would pay $250 and the client would pay $250. Now, if they were to go out of network, the plan would pay the same rate that it would have paid in network. So remember, that was $250. So 50% of the $500, $250. They would pay that same amount out of network. But the catch here is that the out of network provider is not held to that $500 rate. They could charge whatever they wanted. They could charge $1,000. And then your client will be balance billed the rest. So remaining in network, again, will save them so much simply from that 35 to 50% off of the billed rate. Utilizing the in-network providers really is going to be key with any insurance, and not just this, but it's really important for your client to see this savings before they make those appointments. Couple of product reminders here. We did talk through that implant maximum on the complete plan. I also like to highlight the missing tooth clause. Now, the missing tooth clause, as far as I'm aware, is a part of all dental insurance plans on the individual market. A lot of carriers just don't call it out, but we want you to understand it so that your client understands it. The missing tooth clause essentially states that we will insure the teeth that are in their mouth on the effective date. In other words, we have to pull something out to put something in. All right, we are going to move over to our vision plan. You can see we are in almost every single state. Oregon and New York have a slightly different plan design, and we are not yet in Washington State. But we will start with our most popular plan, VSP Preferred. This is going to be in all states except for New York and Oregon. It is one rate in every state, so $21 per month. VSP Preferred is a unique to NCD plan. So we have partnered with VSP to create this plan design. You're likely very familiar with VSP, and there are a few key differences with VSP Preferred. So let's talk through the plan design. With VSP Preferred, your client has a well vision exam every 12 months for a $20 copay. There is a $25 materials copay, and that covers single vision, lined bifocal, and lined trifocal lenses, as well as impact-resistant lenses for dependent children on the plan. That lens benefit is every 12 months. Your client would also receive a $200 frame allowance. Now, this frame allowance is every 24 months, and that $200 can actually be stretched all the way up to $240. So VSP has a featured frame brand list. If they select one of those frames, they would receive an additional $20, bringing it up to $220 allowance. And then once a quarter, VSP puts out an exclusive list, a smaller list of these featured frame brands. And if they select from that, it would be an additional $20, bringing it up to $240. So anywhere from $200 to $240 for those frames. Now, if they were to choose a spendy pair of frames, they would still receive 20% savings on any amount over that $200 to $240. Okay, if you're taking notes, I want you to star, highlight, do something for this next benefit because it's a really great benefit. So we have worked with VSP so that on this VSP Preferred plan, your client has access to progressive lenses for a $50 copay. So progressive lenses, for those of you who may not know, are the lenses that remove the lines in bifocals and trifocals. This lens, style of lens from progressive lenses, are very popular with the senior market. Now, this $50 copay is a really big deal because typically, even with insurance, progressive lenses are going to be discounted to about $175. With VSP Preferred, your client will pay $50. Huge benefit. If they wear glasses and use progressive lenses, that benefit alone will be the key selling point for you. Now, on top of that, if you wear glasses like I do, you probably know that there are a lot of different lens enhancement options. There are some up on the screen for you there, from anti-glare all the way down to UV protection. But just know, with lens enhancements, your client will receive about 30% off of those lens enhancements. So you can see the discounted rate. For example, for UV protection with this plan, they would pay $16. So any lens enhancement, even those not listed here, they can expect to receive about 30% savings. Now, your client can opt to use this plan for contacts instead of glasses. The contact benefit is every 12 months, and there's no copay. With the contact benefit, they would receive $150 to go towards those contacts and contact lens exam. And they do save 15% on the contact lens exam. Please note that contact lens exam is a different exam than the well vision exam. Now, one thing I didn't mention is that 20% savings that they receive on the amount over their allowance, they also receive that 20% savings on any additional glasses that they choose to purchase. So whether that's a backup pair of glasses or sunglasses, that 20% applies. They do have access to a no more than $39 copay for retinal screening, as well as they can opt to use this plan to save on average 15% off of laser vision correction. Now, this plan is backed by the NWFA, and some of the NWFA specific benefits for VSP Preferred include Clever Health, which is a telemedicine program. Now, with this benefit, there is a $25 copay for usage. They do have access to those discounted hearing aids through MD Hearing Aid. Again, that's brings them down to about $300 a piece. Clever RX is a discount prescription program, and then Z Dental is a very popular benefit with this plan. Your client would receive significantly discounted Sonicare style toothbrushes through Z Dental. I do want to just show you some of the differences in New York and Oregon. New York is $21. In Oregon, it's $22 per month. And some of the key differences here: in New York and Oregon, your client has a $15 well vision exam. They do receive a frame allowance every 12 months. Now, that frame allowance every 12 months is $120. It can be stretched up to $160 if they select a featured frame brand. And the contact benefit is slightly different at $120 every 12 months. Now, they still receive the single vision, line bifocal, line trifocal lenses after that $25 materials copay. Unfortunately, in New York and Oregon, we don't yet have that $50 copay for progressive lenses, but they do receive all of the discounts, those lens enhancement discounts. So 25 to 30% on average off of those lens enhancements. Now, the VSP network is the same for both VSP Preferred and VSP. Really strong network. You shouldn't have any trouble finding an in-network provider for your clients. I'm going to circle back quickly to commissions before we look at our enrollment platform. So this is a snip of an infographic that we've put together. So if you're interested in the full infographic, go ahead and let us know, and we'll send that on over to you. But it's really showing you the power of selling consistently. So if you were to sell 3 MetLife sales and 1 VSP sale, it will quickly add up. Now, there are some assumptions with this math, right? It's an average premium across the national average. It's assuming that you are selling consistently and that these policies are on average staying on the books for that 3-year persistency rate. But you can see really the power of habitually selling these plans. So year 1, you start out with all new business. If you maintain that selling rate each year for 6 years, you can see that orange bar, those renewals, consistently growing. All of that math shows that within 6 years, you can generate nearly $250,000 in commissions. If you're interested in seeing this full infographic, let us know and we can get that on over to you. But from here, I'd like to show you one of our enrollment platforms. This is for the MetLife and VSP plans. When you contract with NCD, you receive an agent ID. Your enrollment link, or your PURL, personal URL as we call it, is enrollment.ncd.com/your-agent-ID. You would put in your agent's 5-digit zip code. From there, it's going to ask if you're looking for dental coverage. I selected yes. Then it asks about vision. So please note that you could do dental only, vision only, or a combination of the two. When you pair MetLife and VSP together on the same application, your client actually receives a $2 discount. So I've selected yes here. Then it's going to ask us who is covered. Member, member plus spouse, member plus children, or family. Keep in mind, again, that dependents need to be on the plan with a primary parent or guardian. From there, it will ask which dental plan you would like. I selected value plan and it pulls it together with the VSP plan available in this zip code. So a couple of things I want to highlight on this screen. In the upper left-hand corner, you can see where you can link over to look for an in-network provider, both for the dental and vision plans. It does show the total monthly cost for both of these plans, which is $54 a month. That does reflect that $2 discount I was just discussing. NCD value is typically $35 a month. VSP preferred is typically $21 a month. You can see $1 was pulled from each of those plans. Now, if you're quoting this and you have forgotten the co-insurance level, for example, on the value plan, you can click on view details and it will expand to give you more details. The same is true for VSP and then the NWFA. You can learn more about it directly from this screen. Now, this link, Your Pearl, you can use to do the enrollment. You can also send it directly to your client and they can self-enroll through this exact same process. Once you're satisfied with that quote, you would click Begin Application, where it will ask you to put in the primary member's information. After doing that, it will pull you to the payment screen. On this payment screen, you can select either ACH or credit card. We do accept all major credit cards. From there, it brings you over to the overview screen. You can confirm that the member information is correct, and then you will select the product effective date. The product effective date will always be the first of the month, and you can enroll up to 3 months in advance. The first billing date simply needs to be before the effective date. You would click confirm, and that's it. Your client would receive their welcome email. Please note that there is no signature process here. So once you click submit or confirm, that's it. There is not the back and forth of check your email, sign it, get it back over, it's done. So they will receive a confirmation email. You as the agent or broker will also receive a confirmation email. Not only is that nice so that you can confirm the enrollment went through, but if you do send out your enrollment link, you will be notified as soon as somebody self-enrolls. 3 to 5 business days after submission, they will receive their NWFA welcome email, which will walk them through how to log in for the first time and start utilizing those NWFA benefits. And 7 to 10 business days later, they will receive a hard ID card in the mail for their dental insurance. I'm going to put up on the screen some different ways you can get in touch with our agent support team if you have questions. So you can reach out to them with product related questions or any questions you might have. Additionally, we have a website, it's our agent launchpad, so it's ncd.com/agents. This houses all of our product brochures for both Nationwide and MetLife. There are marketing materials, training support. There's a lot there. So I definitely encourage checking that out. So at this point, if there are any questions we should discuss live, Courtney, we can absolutely do that. But I can certainly turn it back over to you both.
Sure, definitely. It's, you can't believe how nice this plan is going to be for a lot of agents and helping their clients. There were a few questions. Now, for the application process, is it only online? That was one of a big question that I've seen a couple times. Online or paper apps? Is it just e-apps or can there be a paper app if needed?
It is just online. So just the e-apps. Mm-hmm.
I thought so, but we get the question all the time: is there a paper app?
Yeah.
I tell you what, before COVID, we always tried to push going forward with e-applications because they're simpler, there are less errors on it, that kind of thing. But I tell you, COVID, if there were anything that was good about it, you could say, is that we had a big swing for going to the e-app. That was a huge thing, just to be able to help people and agents. And by doing that, they just have gone forward with that. So the process has been nicely, a nice smooth transition.
Sure.
In that case. And then we have a lot of people in Oregon and Washington that we work with, and the question is that nationwide? Is there any time frame of it coming into those states for the nationwide plan?
You know, I wish I could give you a time frame. It really, we're kind of at the mercy of the Department of Insurance, right? So as soon as we hear back, we absolutely will let our agent community know. We'll post things on our Launchpad as well as, you know, send out emails to let you all know. So unfortunately, I don't have a date, but I can tell you we're all crossing our fingers and hoping sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I hear that every day. You know, Washington or even California is tough to get stuff in, but it's nice to see California's there. That's a huge state for us.
Yeah.
And then for the products, you had mentioned, and I saw in there that people were asking, both plans are guarantee issue. There's no health questions, correct?
Correct. No underwriting questions.
Okay. There was another one, but I did see it come up where you can pay this with a credit card. So the premiums can be paid with that. That
Correct.
was a question that somebody was asking. Another one that I don't know if I didn't see it or not, about a PURL, a personal URL for people to put on their websites that people can go and register and have people apply.
Yep. So you will have two separate PURLs. The one that you see on your screen in the upper right-hand corner is for our MetLife product portfolio. You will receive another link for nationwide. VSP can be enrolled in both of these. So this same link that you use to do the enrollment, quoting and enrollment, is the same exact link that your client would use. You would just substitute out agent ID with your actual agent ID.
I like it. Yeah, I get a lot of agents that ask, hey, is there a PURL that we can put on, or for their website that they can have a client go on there and click on it and go to it. So that's a huge thing. Yeah. It's a big deal. And we see more and more people asking about that, just so that, if somebody is interested, your client says, oh yeah, you can go to my website and just click on this portal and you can enroll. So that's huge. Those were the only questions that I had through the chat box. I appreciate both Amy, you and Brock coming on. I know Brock hadn't talked too much, but big thing before we wrap it up is compliance and contracting. All the agents that are on there will be reaching out today, later on, and tomorrow. If you're interested, we will send you out the links to get contracted. It is a link that we send out through our licensing. But like Amy said, 21% commission level, levelized. You can't go wrong, but making sure that we are fully in compliance getting you guys contracted is the biggest thing. Is there any other things you want to mention, Amy or Brock, at all?
Yeah, I just wanted to add that if you do contract with us, once you submit your contract, we can get you set up within 24 hours. So it's a pretty quick process.
That's a great call out there,
what about
Oh, go ahead, Don.
Go ahead, Amy.
I was
going to talk about incentives too.
Work with all of you, yeah.
Yeah. And so, do you guys have an incentive flyer at all about, for people writing apps or getting them in? Is there an incentive bonus going out or going to be coming out that we can share at all?
That's an awesome question. I love that. Yes, we are putting the final touches on our summer incentive program. So stay tuned. We will get that to you shortly.
I love it. We want to help clients, and as we do that, we want to make sure our agents are, forefront. They're working hard, so we want to help them as best we can. Well, Amy, Brock, appreciate your time today. Everyone, thank you for attending our webinar. If you have any questions, you can always call us here at AIM, 800-672-7202. But with that, everyone have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.